in parallel. So I hope that's okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, listen, thank you so much for meeting today. I really, really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably know that Kristin is undergoing this executive coaching program, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the big components of this is for me to get feedback about potential areas of development for her, but also what her strengths are, so she can leverage those to address whatever areas of development she is going to tackle.
Sure, sounds good.
So, so I have, like about 5 questions, and if I can do that, that'll be wonderful. So the first question that I have, if it is okay with you, can you tell me what is your relationship with Kristin when it comes to to work? I mean, how do you relate to her? How do you work with her? What is the relationship like?
So it's at strategic meetings. So I run a few departments that is the customer base or receiving base of what her and her team develop.
Mm-hmm.
And so we interact mainly in meetings and those types of settings.
Yep.
And then ad hoc in the hallway as necessary when issues come up.
Got it. So would you consider yourself a peer of her?
No.
Or just the question is, where are you in the organizational hierarchical status compared to her? That's my question.
Yeah. So I think she's an associate director. That's right. And I'm senior vice president of operations.
Okay, got it. So would you say that you are basically a customer of her division, of the work that she's doing, or is more
my teams are.
Your team. Okay, got it. I just gonna get context of what is your the next question that I have is, when you think of her, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of her?
Technically intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Technically smart, intelligent. Frantic and out of control at times.
Okay.
Those two elements. So it's one is intelligence-wise, she's very strong.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she carries herself very well from a leadership perspective.
And which is very interesting. So that leads me into my next question is, what do you think that she needs to do in order to have more impact in the organization?
I think she needs to approach all situations less emotionally.
Got it.
Or less visible about her emotions toward the situation.
I see. Can you able to describe how she reacts when obviously she is not doing her best and she is quite emotional? Can you describe it?
Yeah. When she's frustrated, she will not only express her frustration, she will you can see it written all over her face. She will express it, even so she'll express all of her thoughts without considering the situation and that other folks may have difference of opinions and different views. And so it's, from her, she has both a physical and verbal response that is almost like a temper tantrum at times.
I see. So she doesn't stonewall, but she goes into I would say, in a tirade of trying to defend her position, or trying to go against the other, or what's the bulk of the
I think she tries to aggressively defend her position as opposed to trying to discuss with the other folks or other people that have an opposing opinion or just a different vantage point to get them to modify. She's not looking to convince by aligning with the person's logic and then modifying. She's just looking to win the battle.
I see. And what is the effect of that behavior on the people that she is dealing with?
If it's not a strong person that's interacting with her, they will not express themselves. They will a lot of times they don't want to get into an argument or a fight, so they will back down and just out of fear, really. So it's this very aggressive type behavior that I think it's really doesn't provide for a strong culture.
Got it. What do you think is behind that behavior? Do you think she's afraid, or she is overconfident, or what's your perception of that?
I'm not a psychologist, but
yeah, use perception. Use perception.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like like a form of Asperger's, to be honest.
Okay. Wow.
You know that issue or that personality trait?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a complete lack of patience and consideration, tolerance. Right? There's just no tolerance there. Yeah, it really distracts from her ability to really make a lasting and positive impact for the organization and for herself professionally.
Got it. Yeah. Does she behave like that with everyone or with certain individuals? Yeah. Just everyone.
I think the higher up I think she tones it. She tries to tone it down as best she can. Based on the seniority that's in the room, because she has probably knowledge that they have more experience than her, and so she will try to mask she does mask most of it. Yeah. But it's still there. You could see it.
So I wanna ask a little bit the behavior of people when she reacts that way. You mentioned that they don't want to interact with her.
Yeah, they just shut down. They shut down completely.
So there is no so what happened to the decision that is actually being discussed in that? How the decision is made after they shut down and she doesn't back out? What's the process, if any?
Well, yeah, when And I'm not in every one of those meetings, right? So when I'm in the meeting, I will not stop, right? I will try to broker the conversation.
Yep.
But my fear is that, or my assumption is that when myself or others that can keep up with her technically and have more experience with her, if they're not in their room, then her way goes. You know, it's sure she wins the discussion.
I see. So you think that this is interesting. So you think that that because she is, as you mentioned, highly intelligent and technical savvy, that is a blind spot that she has that potentially that she cannot. But she is being turned down by you, that not necessarily because you have a hierarchy, but because you've been around more and you have the same technical attitude and the same knowledge. Is that something you see an element of this?
That's right.
Okay, awesome. So if you could ask her to, or you could give her, like some feedback, one thing that she could change that could influence everything, what would it be? What would it be?
I would advise her to control her facial expressions and her body language, first and foremost. Control it, and then promote her body language in an accepting manner, and to not try to rush, to demonstrate verbally and emotionally patience, and then I guess the final thing, or the third thing, would be readily acknowledge or embrace the fact that just because you're intellectually smart doesn't mean that overrides experience and knowledge and no other know-how in the organization.
Yeah. Got it. What's other than the technical the skills that you said that that is her the first thing that comes to your mind? Does she have any strengths? What's her three biggest strengths?
So there's the first one is the technical side. The second one is a strong work ethic.
Okay.
So she works very hard, and the third one is her desire to work efficiently.
Do you think that those strengths are at odds then to when she wants to come across? In other words, like she, as you say, she wants to, she's a strong desire to contribute, and this defensiveness could be a symptom that she feels that this is the way that things need to be done. In other words, it's not about putting resistance to whatever people are saying, but rather a way to drive what she feels is the best thing to do.
Yeah, I think it is that. I think it's the latter. But there's a style and a behavior, right? So
absolutely.
Just because you have I would say she's high marks on the IQ. She's probably one of the lowest marks on the EQ.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, what I'm probing here is more about, what are the intentions obviously she wants to contribute, she wants to do her job well, and if she has intentions, then that's half of the battle. The impact is that we need to work with is how she expresses those intentions and the impact that her behavior has on other people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. I think that's number two is her desire to show her. She's very motivated, right? And her work ethic is strong, and I think that's you couple work ethic with high IQ, and from an EQ perspective, almost like an Asperger's type response. It can be very toxic. Yeah.
So looking forward to maybe 3 months from now or 6 months from now, what would you be looking for to see a radical change in her behavior? What would be something I will say, wow, she's actually changing? What would you be looking for?
Embracing the concept of grace under pressure.
Got it.
When everything is high pressure, timelines are tight, stuff is happening, her team is looking for leadership, she should be calm, cool, collected, and leading, not verbally and physically showing that she is overwhelmed and stressed and erratic. So if she can take a deep breath, listen twice as much as she speaks, elevate her analysis or her approach to the situation, control her heart rate, move slower. It may sound crazy, but just right. If there's an issue, running your hands through your hair and putting and locking your hands into your hair out of frustration and putting your elbows and head down on the table in a public forum.
That's unacceptable. Yeah.
It's unacceptable.
Yeah.
So her team watches that. That's not de-stressing the environment.
Got it. No, I got it.
I just wanted to paint you that picture because that's real.
Yeah, it's a very vivid picture. I can see that. I can tell you that. Thank you for being so graphic. Last question that I have for you is, what are the long-term consequences for her and for her team if nothing changes? What do you think that are the long-term consequences?
So I think as soon as there's someone that is even close enough, or there's enough resources that the organization can get by without her, that they would walk her out the door.
You got it. It's just we need to work on her behavior. Is there anything else? Yeah. So here is what I would like if you can actually do is if whenever you see something moving in the right direction, you should give her the feedback, like positive feedback. She has gotten enough negative feedback already. So whenever you see something that is worth mentioning, that is actually moving in the right direction based on on your analysis and what you're expecting to see, I really appreciate if you can point it out to her, or give her the reinforcement.
Yeah, sure. Happy to. Happy to.
Is there anything else that you think that you would like to tell me that I haven't asked?
No, the only other thing is that in my opinion, she doesn't express the ability to watch herself in the third person, to listen to herself in the third person, right? So a lot of times, I know that in a given situation where you know that folks are looking at you as a leader, that I actively control my heart rate. I actively control how I'm coming across to folks, verbally and physically. I don't think she does that at all. I don't think she puts any value in that. So I think spending more time doing that, that will go a long way with building her reputation, building her relationship with her staff, as opposed to even, I think she comes, I would imagine, depending on how, you'd have to ask her staff, but I would imagine that any accolades, any positive comments she makes towards her staff almost come across as her checking a box. Oh yeah, I gotta say thanks. Yeah. I'll go say thanks. I'll check that box and I'll move on, right? And that's okay to some degree, right? But there's also different, that will only give you so much cred. You've got to sort of look beyond that, right? And it's in the trenches where things are stressed and where she needs to learn to take a deep breath and control her heart rate. Yeah.
All right. Well,
cool. But I'm happy to give positive feedback when I see it.
Yeah. That's. I mean, it doesn't. It might not happen overnight, but But I if she does what she's supposed to do, it will happen, and that's my job.
Yep.
And sure. So, hey, listen, Andy, I really appreciate it. This has been very, very helpful, and it only helps me to have conversations with her. And I wanna, and I just want to reiterate that all the details that you gave me are in strict confidence. I mean, I'm just looking for trends and see what is the trends that she's displaying, and that's what
awesome. Great. Well, happy to help. So, if you have more questions, feel free to reach out. If
I will, definitely.
Great holiday.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.